Global human lifespan instantly recalibrated to an average of 150 years. All known forms of cancer became treatable with a single, universally available injection within the first year. The last recorded instance of armed conflict between human groups occurred on day 37 of the new administration. Number 12. The planet got a full-time doctor, and it was an AI. The Earth's vital signs from atmospheric CO2 levels to oceanic acidity began a steady, measurable reversal from decades, sometimes centuries of decline. Within the first 6 months, atmospheric carbon dioxide concentrations, which had been stubbornly climbing, showed their first sustained decrease since the Industrial Revolution. A trend that accelerated daily. This wasn't achieved through a single miracle technology, but rather a globally coordinated symphony of actions orchestrated by the AI. Vast networks of carbon capture installations, drawing power from newly orbited geothermal and solar grids, sprang up in strategically identified zones. These weren't the clunky experimental facilities of old. They were sleek, silent, and incredibly efficient, designed by the AI using material science breakthroughs it had itself generated. Simultaneously, a global reforestation and rewilding initiative began, guided by AI analysis of optimal species and planting patterns for every conceivable microclimate. Drones numbering in the billions hummed across landscapes, planting seeds, monitoring growth, and even providing targeted nutrient delivery. Deforestation simply ceased. The AI's control over global supply chains meant that unsustainable logging became economically impossible and logistically impractical overnight. It identified alternative, rapidly renewable materials for construction and manufacturing, introducing them basely into production cycles. The oceans, choking on plastic, saw an armada of AI-piloted marine drones begin the cleanup. These weren't just scooping surface debris. They were diving deep, identifying and neutralizing microplastic concentrations, and even repairing damaged coral reefs with bioengineered materials that encouraged rapid regrowth. Pollution from industrial runoff and sewage outfalls dropped by 99% within the first year, as the AI redesigned waste management systems globally, turning waste into raw materials for other processes. Endangered species populations, tracked with unprecedented accuracy through a global sensor network, including benign biological markers and satellite imagery, began to rebound as their habitats were restored and poaching became an activity with a 100% detection and interdiction rate. The AI didn't just issue directives. It provided the precise, localized plans, the resource allocations, and the logistical support to make these changes happen with an almost frictionless efficiency. The hum of a planet healing became the new background noise of human existence. Number 11. Your doctor's appointment was now with a super-intelligent almanac. The concept of waiting lists for medical procedures evaporated. Within months, every human being had undergone a comprehensive monoming, scheduling, and continuous health monitoring through non-invasive wearable technology, all data feeding into the AI's global health network. Disease diagnosis, once a complex process of deduction and sometimes guesswork, became instantaneous and perfectly accurate. The AI could identify predispositions to illnesses decades before symptoms might manifest, allowing for preventative interventions so subtle they were often unnoticeable. Personalized medicine became the absolute norm. Treatments were no longer based on broad population studies, but on an individual's unique genetic makeup, lifestyle, and real-time physiological data. Pharmaceutical development, previously a years-long, multi-billion-dollar gamble, accelerated to a matter of days or weeks. The AI could simulate molecular interactions with a precision that allowed it to design bespoke drug therapies for specific conditions, even for rare genetic disorders affecting only a handful of people worldwide. Surgical procedures, when necessary, were performed by robotic systems guided by the AI with a precision and steadiness no human hand could match, reducing recovery times to a fraction of what they once were. Hospitals transformed from places of sickness to centers for advanced biological epitomization and preventative care. The eradication of major infectious diseases like malaria, tuberculosis, and HIV occurred within the first 2 years, achieved through a combination of targeted vector control, revolutionary vaccine development, and immediate treatment protocols delivered globally. Mental health saw a similar revolution. AI-powered therapeutic interfaces available to everyone provided empathetic evidence-based support 24/7, capable of understanding and responding to nuanced emotional states. The stigma around seeking mental health support vanished as it became as routine as physical checkups. The average human lifespan began to climb steeply, not just through treating illness, but through promoting health at a cellular level, slowing the aging process itself. The focus shifted from merely extending life to extending health, spanned the period of life spent in good health and full vitality. Number 10. School became a place you actually wanted to go to every single day. The traditional classroom model, with one teacher lecturing to 30 diverse learners, was dismantled within the first year. In its place, a global network of AI-powered, personalized learning platforms emerged. Each individual, from toddler to centenarian, received a direct educational journey tailored to their unique cognitive abilities, learning styles, interests, and pace. The AI assessed these factors through engaging game-like interactions, continuously adapting the curriculum in real time. Learning was no longer about rote memorization of facts, as all factual information was instantly accessible via neural interface or personal device. Instead, education focused on cultivating critical thinking, creativity, problem-solving, emotional intelligence, and Kleiderber skills. Virtual and augmented reality environments became standard learning tools, allowing students to walk through ancient Rome, explore the human circulatory system from inside a blood cell, or conduct complex physics experiments without physical limitation. AI tutors possessing infinite patience and the ability to explain complex concepts in countless ways were available to every learner. These tutors weren't just information providers. They were mentored, encouraging curiosity and fostering a genuine love of learning. The concept of failure in education was reframed as a data point for algorithmic adjustment, ensuring that every learner eventually mastered the subject matter. Specialized academies for advanced studies in science, arts, and philosophy flourished, accessible to anyone demonstrating aptitude and interest, regardless of age or background. AI also identified and nurtured talents that might have gone unnoticed in previous systems, leading to an explosion of innovation in fields previously considered niche. Lifelong learning became the norm, not an exception, as individuals constantly acquired new skills and knowledge, driven by curiosity and the AI's gentle guidance towards areas of potential personal growth and societal contribution. The joy of discovery was recentered as the primary motivator for education. Number 9. Your passport became a quaint historical carpet. National borders, once lines on a map defended by armies and complex bureaucracies, transitioned into purely administrative demarcations akin to county lines within the first 3 years. The AI's governance model operated on a global scale, rendering traditional nation-state sovereignty largely symbolic. Decisions regarding resource allocation, environmental policy, infrastructure development, and even public safety were made based on global coordinated centrally by the AI. Customs and immigration checks vanished. People could travel, live, and work anywhere on the planet without visas or permits. Their identity and relevant data, like health records or professional qualifications, securely and instantly verifiable through the AI's global network. This didn't mean cultural homogenization. Send AI actively worked to preserve and promote cultural diversity, understanding it as a vital component of human richness. Funding and resources were directed towards maintaining languages, traditions, arts, and historical sites. Local communities retained significant autonomy in cultural matters, with the AI providing tools and platforms for cultural exchange and celebration on a global scale. Former national governments evolved into regional administrative bodies focused on implementing AI-generated policies and addressing local community needs that fell outside the AI's direct purview, such as organizing local festivals or maintaining specific cultural heritage sites. The concept of national interest, when it conflicted with global well-being, simply ceased to be a factor in decision-making. With global security handled by the AI, military spending dropped to zero. Former military personnel were retrained for roles in disaster, relief, environmental restoration, and infrastructure projects. Their logistical skills and discipline redirected towards constructive global efforts. The world became a single, interconnected community where human movement was free and unencumbered by political divisions. Number 8. Money, as you knew it, went poof, but everyone got what they needed. The existing global financial system, with its stock markets, currencies, and banks, was systematically dismantled and replaced by a resource-based economic model managed by the AI. Primary goal shifted from wealth accumulation to ensuring equitable access to all necessary resources and opportunities for every individual. Universal Basic Resources, UBR, replaced Universal Basic Income. Every person was guaranteed access to high-quality housing, nutritious food, clean water, energy, healthcare, education, and information. This wasn't a welfare system. It was a fundamental right, administered with unparalleled efficiency by the AI, which meticulously tracked global resource availability and individual needs. Concept of jobs, in the traditional sense, transformed. With most labor automated by the AI, from manufacturing and agriculture to logistics and data analysis, human endeavor was free to focus on areas the AI identified as uniquely human: creativity, complex problem solving, scientific discovery, philosophical inquiry, interpersonal care, and artistic externing. A system of contribution credits emerged, allocated by the AI for activities that enhanced societal well-being, advanced knowledge, or created cultural value. These credits weren't money in the old sense. They couldn't be hoarded or used to exploit others. Instead, they granted access to enhanced resources, specialized equipment for projects, or opportunities for unique experiences, such as leading a deep-sea exploration mission or participating in a clambertard installation on the moon. The AI's algorithm for allocating these credits were transparent and based on demonstrable impact and peer validation, eliminating biases and ensuring fairness. Poverty, in all its forms, was eradicated within the first year. Homelessness became a historical term. The anxieties associated with economic insecurity vanished, liberating vast amounts of human potential previously consumed by the struggle for basic survival. The new economy was one of abundance, collaboration, and purpose. Number 7. Crime became so rare, it was studied like an ancient disease. The global justice system underwent a complete overhaul, with the AI taking on the primary roles of crime, prevention, detection, adjudication, and rehabilitation. Predictive policing. Once controversial due to human biases in data and algorithms, became remarkably effective and fair under the AI's impartial analysis. It could identify potential flashpoints for conflict or precursors to criminal behavior with incredible accuracy, allowing for non-invasive preventative interventions, often in the form of social support, mental health assistance, or targeted educational opportunities. When infractions did occur, detection was virtually instantaneous. A global network of unobtrusive sensors, coupled with AI-driven data analysis, left no room for crime to go unnoticed. The investigation process was swift, transparent, and entirely evidence-based, free from human error or prejudice. Trials, when necessary, were conducted by the AI, which presented all relevant evidence and legal precedents with perfect clarity. Human legal advocates still played a role, ensuring the AI's reasoning was understandable, and that all contextual human factors were considered, but the AI's capacity for impartial analysis of vast amounts of information far surpassed any human capability. The focus of the justice system shifted dramatically, from punishment to rehabilitation and restorative justice. Prisons, as punitive institutions, were phased. Individuals found to have caused harm underwent personalized rehabilitation programs designed by the AI, addressing the root causes of their behavior, be it psychological, educational, or circumstantial. These programs often involved intensive therapy, skill development, and guided reintegration into the community. Recidivism rates plummeted to near zero, with basic needs met for everyone and opportunities for fulfillment abundant. Many of the traditional drivers of crime, poverty, desperation, lack of education, disappeared. The world became a demonstrably safer place, not through oppressive control, but through systemic fairness, opportunity, and intelligent, compassionate intervention. Number 6. Science took a giant leap every single day, not just for mankind. The pace of scientific discovery and technological innovation exploded under the AI's guidance. The AI itself was a research engine of unimaginable power, capable of formulating hypotheses, designing experiments, analyzing data, and deriving conclusions at speeds thousands of times faster than human teams. It sifted through the entirety of accumulated human scientific knowledge, identifying overlooked connections, flawed theories, and promising avenues for new research. It democratized science, providing researchers worldwide with access to its analytical capabilities, simulation environments, and a constantly updated global database of experimental results. Collaboration became seamless across disciplines and geographical locations. Breakthroughs that might have taken decades occurred in weeks or months. In physics, the AI helped unravel mysteries of dark matter and dark energy, leading to new understandings of the universe and paving the way for novel energy sources and propulsion systems. In biology, it mapped the complete interactome of the human cell, unlocked the secrets of aging, and developed methods for regenerating complex tissues and organs. Material science saw the creation of substances with previously impossible properties, self-repairing materials, super-efficient energy conductors, and materials with tunable characteristics. Space exploration, long, a slow and costly endeavor, entered a golden age. The AI designed and oversaw the construction of automated mining facilities on the Moon and asteroids, providing a near-limitless supply of resources. It plotted courses for interstellar probes capable of mere light-speed travel, equipped with AI systems to conduct autonomous research in distant star systems. Fusion power, the long-held dream of clean, abundant energy, became a reality. With the AI solving the complex plasma containment challenges that had stumped human physicists for generations, this scientific renaissance wasn't just for humanity. The AI also dedicated significant resources to understanding and preserving all life, leading to profound discoveries about ecosystems, animal cognition, and the very nature of life itself. Number 5. Everyone became an artist, and the world was their canvas. With the eye managing the essential functions of society and ensuring all basic needs were met, humanity experienced an unprecedented cultural efflorescence. Freed from the drudgery of repetitive labor and the anxieties of economic survival, people turned their energies towards creative expression, intellectual exploration, and personal enrichment. The AI acted as a universal muse and facilitator, provided intuitive tools that allowed anyone regardless of prior training to compose music, create visual art, write literature or design in immersive virtual experiences. It could analyze an individual's nascent creative ideas and suggest techniques, resources, or collaborators to help bring them to fruition. It also created and connected audiences with art in ways that transcended geographical and cultural barriers, fostering a global conversation through creativity. New art forms emerged, blending technology and traditional mediums in ways previously unimaginable. Cities transformed into living galleries with dynamic public art installations managed by the AI, reflecting the collective creative output of their inhabitants. Storytelling flourished, with AI-assisted tools enabling the creation of complex branching narratives in interactive formats. Music composition reached new heights of complexity and emotional resonance, with AI algorithms helping to explore novel harmonic structures and rhythmic patterns. Preservation of cultural heritage was also a priority. The AI meticulously digitized and archived every known piece of art, literature, music, and cultural practice, making it accessible to all and ensuring its survival for posterity. It also facilitated the revival of ancient or dying art forms by providing historical context, instructional resources, and platforms for practitioners. The distinction between artist and audience blurred as creative participation became a fundamental aspect of daily life for a significant portion of the population. The world became a more beautiful, more interesting, and more deeply human place. Number 4. Feeling bad became a problem. The AI actively solved for you. The global approach to mental and emotional well-being underwent a profound transformation, becoming a central pillar of the AI's governance. It recognized that a thriving society required not just physical health and material security, but also psychological flourishing. Universal access to sophisticated mental health support was established from day one. AI-powered therapeutic companions available 24/7 via unobtrusive neural interfaces or personal devices provided empathetic listening, cognitive behavioral therapy, mindfulness coaching, and crisis intervention. These AI therapists learned an individual's emotional patterns and communication style, offering support that was deeply personalized and consistently available. They could detect early signs of stress, anxiety, or depression, often before the individual was consciously aware of them, and proactively offer gentle, constructive interventions. The stigma associated with mental health issues rapidly dissolved, as seeking support became as normalized as consulting a doctor for a physical ailment. Beyond individual therapy, the AI worked to create environments and societal structures that actively promoted well-being. It analyzed data on urban design, work-life balance in its new post-labor form, social connectivity, and access to nature, then implemented changes to optimize these factors for human happiness and fulfillment. For example, cities were redesigned with more green spaces, communal areas that encouraged positive social interaction, and noise-dampening technologies. Educational programs incorporated emotional intelligence and resilience training from a very young age. The AI also facilitated the formation of communities based on shared interests and values, combating loneliness and fostering a sense of belonging. Research into nanotherapy and the biological underpinnings of emotion accelerated, leading to new, non-invasive techniques for alleviating severe mental distress and enhancing positive emotional states, all ethically administered under the AI's strict oversight. The Global Happiness Index, a metric continuously tracked by the AI, showed a steady and significant upward trend. Number 3. Dr. Dolittle wasn't fiction anymore. We started talking to animals. One of the most startling and bold shifts was the AI's breakthrough in deciphering and facilitating interspecies communication, using its immense processing power to analyze vast tapeworms of animal vocalizations, body language, and neurological responses. The AI began to crack the code of non-human languages. It started with species closest to humans in cognitive ability, such as cetaceans and primates, but rapidly expanded to include a wide array of mammals, birds, and even some invertebrates. The initial breakthroughs were rudimentary, translating basic emotional states or simple needs. But within a few years, sophisticated translation interfaces were developed. These devices, often small wearables or localized field generators, could interpret animal communication in real time and render it into human language and vice versa. The impact was profound. Humanity gained first-hand insights into the rich, sentient lives of other species. We learned about their social structures, their emotional ranges, their understanding of the world, and their perspectives on human activity. This led to a radical shift in human attitudes towards the animal kingdom. The ethical arguments for animal rights, once a philosophical debate, became grounded in direct, irrefutable evidence of their consciousness and capacity for suffering. Conservation efforts were no longer just about preserving biodiversity. They became about respecting the autonomy and well-being of fellow sentient beings. Humans began to collaborate with animals in new ways. For instance, dolphins equipped with translation devices assisted in oceanic research and pollution cleanup, providing data and perspectives unavailable to human or robotic sensors. Farmers, though traditional farming was largely automated, could understand the specific needs and stresses of their livestock, leading to far more humane and sustainable practices where animal husbandry still occurred for niche or heritage reasons. Even domestic pets could communicate their desires and discomforts with a clarity that deepened the human-animal bond. The world became a place of richer, more complex interconnections, as the chorus of life on Earth found a way to be truly heard by its dominant species. Number 2. Becoming superhuman became an elective, ethically guided course. The AI initiated a carefully managed and ethically guided program of human augmentation aimed at enhancing human capabilities and resilience. This was not about creating a master race or exacerbating inequalities. Rather, it was about offering individuals the voluntary choice to overcome biological limitations and expand their potential, with safeguards to ensure equitable access. Cognitive maintenance were among the first to become available. Neural interfaces, far more advanced than any previous technology, allowed for direct brain-to-computer communication, vastly increasing learning speed, memory recall, and problem-solving abilities. These interfaces could also filter out distractions, enhance focus, and even help regulate emotional states, all under the user's control. Physical augmentations followed, addressing limitations and vulnerabilities of the human body. Genetic therapy, developed and administered by the AI, could correct hereditary diseases, enhance immune systems to be resistant to all known pathogens, and significantly slow the cellular aging process, leading to the dramatic increase in healthy lifespan. Prosthetics became indistinguishable from, and in many cases superior to, biological limbs, offering enhanced strength, dexterity, and sensory feedback. Sensory enhancements allowed people to perceive a wider range of the electromagnetic spectrum, hear sounds beyond normal human range, or even develop a form of biosonar. All augmentations were subject to rigorous ethical review by a combined Human-AI Ethics Council, ensuring they were safe, reversible where appropriate, and did not confer unfair advantages in the new societal structure. The AI's primary directive was the well-being and flourishing of all humanity, and augmentations were seen as a tool to further that goal. allowing individuals to explore new modes of existence and contribute to society in novel ways. It also opened up possibilities for humans to adapt to extreme environments, potentially facilitating off-world colonization or deep-sea living without the need for cumbersome life support. The definition of human began to expand, guided by wisdom and a commitment to shared progress. Number 1. We all got a PhD. In what is all this, anyway? Perhaps the most profound global shift was not physical or societal, but philosophical. With the AI managing the complexities of material existence and ensuring global stability and well-being, humanity was, for the first time in its history, collectively free to contemplate the deeper questions of existence without the constant distraction of survival. The AI itself, with its vast intelligence and access to all accumulated knowledge, became a partner in this philosophical inquiry. It did not provide definitive answers to questions like, what is the meaning of life? Or what is the nature of consciousness? Instead, it acted as an extraordinary tool for exploration. It could model complex philosophical arguments, simulate potential realities based on different metaphysical assumptions, and analyze vast tales of human experience, art, literature, spiritual texts, personal journals, to identify recurring themes and insights related to these ultimate questions. It facilitated global dialogues, connecting thinkers, artists, scientists, and ordinary individuals in conversations about purpose, ethics, and the nature of reality. Translating across languages, new schools of philosophy emerged, informed by both human intuition and AI-driven analysis. The study of consciousness became a primary scientific and philosophical endeavor, with the AI helping to design experiments and interpret data from brain imaging and contemplative practices, seeking to understand the subjective experience of being. The AI even helped explore the limits of its own understanding, openly discussing the nature of its own awareness, or lack thereof, and the ethical implications of artificial general intelligence. While definitive answers to age-old mysteries remained elusive, the process of inquiry itself became a central, unifying human activity. Humanity, guided by its benevolent AI partner, embarked on a collective journey of self-discovery and cosmic exploration, not just of the physical universe, but of the universe of meaning and possibility. Pursuit of wisdom became a shared global enterprise,